like home to them. So that's definitely a killer for me. But for me to start the Jesus Works housing voucher program, it's a great dream come true because I love helping others, and definitely with my big sis who I'm alongside with, Jennifer Jalencia, which she is the founder of the New Royal Family. So I just love her. So I was taught by her to always, you know, look out for the homeless, give, have a humble heart. And it's good to have a humble heart, do humanitarian work. And that's what made me want to do the Jesus Works, to have it. But the thing about the Jesus Works, I wanted to be a full wraparound services. I wanted to be like this this place where people could get not just mental, but I'm talking about financial literacy. I'm talking about they spirit right. I want them to be set free. I want them to be stable. I want them to be able to be independent. See, I want the voucher program to only to last for 3 years. See, I want them to have their own feel, their own freedom, their own independence. And once you feel your own independence, trust and believe, they will definitely love that life, their lifestyle, because everybody deserve a lifestyle that God intended for them to have.
I absolutely agree with that. And it's amazing. It's amazing that you put your efforts forth to serve those in need. And a lot of people see people and don't really understand, because one thing you said was a lot of people assume people are just homeless just because, and why they don't want to live in the shelter, but the shelter hasn't made it comfortable, enough really.
Exactly. For them. I mean, definitely for children.
Yes, exactly. So your heart is a big heart. So when it comes to starting a housing voucher, what issues did you have? What was the pros and cons, or like what first of all, what are the beginning steps? Like, I know you got to get your LLC, you got an EIN, get your name and all those things. What made you come up with the name of your voucher program? And yeah, what's the steps? What's the number one step?
Well, first I prayed on it. I prayed on that, and God gave me that name for the housing program. And sorry about my voice. I'm not really at my best. I'm not 100% today, but I I prayed on the name, and the steps is going towards the nonprofit, but also the steps is finding a team, finding
Yes.
the right team,
Right.
because I'm gonna tell you, you can have a team, but also have backstabbers.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
So you gotta have the right team, have the right team, and if you don't have the right team, it will fall. So I had to start it all over. See, because I had a team, but it wasn't the right team. It wasn't the team that God wanted. So I had to do it all over. I had to start it all over again. Had to build my team again. But this time I think I got the right thing. And I love this team because they're more equipped for the team. They're equipped for their position. And I know that they won't stab me in my back if I get sick. You know, they won't do um little stuff that's going to um try to take over. One thing I love about a good team is being communicative. You got to have good communication, and I love that about my team. We communicate. We got to communicate. Communicate is the best option, and a lot of times out of 10, people don't communicate because they feel like, oh well, I could be the boss. I can do better. The egos start coming in. And we're not about egos. We want to be about change. We want to be about inspiring someone, helping somebody, helping somebody to get on their feet. So that's the challenges I had at the first time is building my team. My team wasn't right, and I had to start over. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I think it's very important in any business to get a team and surround yourself around people who are not out to get you, because in voucher programs, it's a lot of money involved in that. Once you start
Mhm.
funding and things of that nature, so you definitely got to have good people in your life and good business practices, because the one wrong move, you can get your voucher programs taken away from you. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. And the thing about it today is like, if you don't have a team, it's kind of it's definitely a struggle.
Yeah.
And when you decided to do your voucher program, why did you choose DC and not Maryland?
Well, I chose DC because I live in DC. I chose DC first, and then I was going to go to Maryland. Because I want it all over. I don't want it to be just in DC. I want it to be all over the United States, because everybody is in need.
Right.
But we got to start somewhere. So I chose DC first because I live in DC. I live in DC. Then I'm going to Maryland. And it's not just going to be just in Maryland. I want certain places in Maryland, but it's all about establishments, and connections. So first I got to get my connections right in DC. Then I got to go to get my connections right in Maryland, Virginia, and all the other states and cities that I'm going towards, because I want all 50 states.
So basically, I'm hearing, to start a voucher program, you need to have a name, you need to come up
Mhm.
to have a team, and you need to build connections within that town that you're going to be get that voucher program. So when you say connections, what does that really mean? Does that mean like you need to go out and network and go to
You
attend?
need to, I mean, you
What
need to go
tell somebody
towards
to go to or do? Like what does that consist of when you say
going towards, because you're gonna have to work with housing. You're gonna have to work with housing because they the ones with the vouchers. So
connect?
you're gonna have to work with housing. You're gonna have to work with certain parts of the government. So you gotta get those connections in the government. Mm. And then whoever that's in like Congress, maybe you might have to go towards council members
Mhm.
that's in the state that you're in. You got to talk to them, to talk to their board. I mean, you got to have some real good connections and networks and other organizations that's going to have your back. You got to deal with you want to have to, because we're talking about voucher programs. Remember, we're talking about voucher, and we're not just talking about voucher programs. We're talking about building, building, building apartments and going towards that note. So, because they're going to need transitional homes. So, we're going to need real estates, going towards people with real estate licenses, or somebody that have an agency. So, we definitely need that. So we need all types of connections.
So you saying that when you do your housing voucher program, you want to create connections, and even in like the different housing developments, like apartments, uh,
Mhm.
single family homes, and then getting with the people who control the money,
That's
Congress, and things of that nature. So basically, it's like being a politician in a way. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to get in with where you fit in at, see who cashing them checks.
yeah. You gotta go with money. Girl. You gotta go with the money.
You gotta go follow the money. So
Mhm.
how hard is it to get started, to actually start following the money, to get invited to those type of stuff? How do you get involved and know like where to go, like what event to attend, what's hot, like Why would I go to this event instead of this one? Like how like what where do you go when it comes to finding those connections?
Well, I say when you go, first you gotta have your nonprofit. You gotta do your nonprofit, gotta do the work. Gotta have that. And your name gotta get out there. See, your name gotta get out there. And I figure, me personally, I go towards housing first because they have the most connections. See, and they got the most money. See, they got the money. And people think that DC don't got no money. DC got all the money, honey.
Okay.
Everything is here. Everything is in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go towards where the money at. You got to go towards housing. You got to go towards the council members. All those, all those you think they sit in the mansions for nothing? Mayors. You got to go towards those people, and you got to talk to them. And you even if you don't like them, you still got to talk to them. You got to be professional. Got to be quote unquote humble yourself and talk to them about your program, and pull the proposal up. Got to have a business plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got to have your business plan prepared and everything right. I meant from number one through 1,000. Everything, your P's and Q's got to be right. Everything got to be dotted. Your team got to be right. That's why you got to have your meetings, and you got to make sure that you have the right people. Because if you, like I said, if you don't, something can transpire and knock it off, and it could go left. And that's why when you're talking to professionals and talking to these billionaires, you got to be on point. They're not expecting you to be on point. They're
Right.
expecting you to mess up so they could say, see, what you got to do is you got to make them out of a believer, and you got to go in with your sword. You got to go in with the faith of God all the time to back you up and carry you in. So I believe my team is we good. We got God with us, and even though we at the beginning, we we just starting. We about to start our meetings and everything. So I'm still looking for more people, but I want my people to have a faith base behind them. I don't want, because people that and even if you're not in, you don't know God, that's a good thing too, because you can, even though you don't know God, that don't mean that you can't know God in this program. See, that's what I love about that as well. So you're gonna get something out of it. You're gonna get your. I want the souls. See, this is about. See, people don't understand what Jesus worked. This is not just about putting homeless people in housing, putting people in housing. Because we're not just going to work with the homeless. We're going to work with people that need affordable housing, because that's what we want. We want affordable housing. We want affordable housing, and we want people to understand where we're coming from, and we want people's souls to be saved. This is a Jesus mission, not just helping people. This is about a mission, an assignment that needs to be done in this world.
If you don't include God on things, you're gonna be lost. So I
Yeah.
love how you keep it pure and and humble in reference to that. Um, so if somebody wanted to support your organization, tell them how they can do so, how they can be a part of your team if they ever thought about investing in a house voucher program in the DMV. So tell them how they can do that.
Well, you can contact me at Jesus. Well, I'm at Jesus www.jesushomestead.com, and you can also email me at g jwpg at gmail.com. Okay. That's it. Okay, so that's my email. I have to remember what I put on my Gmail because I got so many emails, y'all. But yes, you can also reach me at my number one email is amenasky@gmail.com. If they want to reach me, I'm also on Facebook. I'm on as Amina Sky, and it's one for Jesus Work as well. If you want to see what we're doing, if you want to see how the housing program is going, we are definitely in. We did our launch. It was wonderful. It was so wonderful. I loved it. It was just a great. If you want to donate, you could just go on the website, and you will see that it's, I mean, everything that we done is there. And trust and believe you will know that we are on to something very great. Our next event is going to be another hope and healing event. But this time we're going to bring it back. It's going to be a Lord Tyrone, a Lord Tyrone Stop the Violence event. People that lost someone through gun violence. I think this is the time to definitely bring that out. So we are going to launch. We definitely going to do that event. So that's our next event. And I hope to see y'all there when the event do start. Um, and yes, we will be while we're at it. We definitely collecting donations.
That you have here on February the 1st. So let us know more about that.
February the 1st, this that was last year. That's when I kicked off the launch. My launch was February. Yep, it was in February for that was the launch for Jesus Works housing voucher program, the fundraiser. It went so well, y'all. I mean, I was so excited about it because it was like everybody was there. People, I mean, red carpet, the book breakers was there. I mean, interviewing people. I love that. So I thank you, Pastor Bobby Johnson and Tisha Winkler. I thank y'all for coming out to support Jesus Works. And I thank you for being a member now, being on the board, Pastor Bobby Johnson. So it came out. So our next event, I haven't really came up with a date yet because God haven't gave me a date. So but I really want it to be after the new year, you know, after the new year come, and to start it off with the stop the violence, because there's so much violence going on now. You see what's going on with the children beating up adults and other children bullying. It's so much going on in this world that it's time for people to start to speak out, you know, speak out about how they feel, about what changes they want, because things start in the household. You can't keep things bottled in anymore. You got to let it out, and you got to let God. That's the only way you're going to heal, when you start to let it out. And you got to start renouncing these things that didn't come from God. You got to understand where when it's time to renounce that thing out, it's time to renounce it. It's time for healing. It's time for the foundation to be manifest. So everything has to come in order. So everything has to be in God's plan, and it has to be in alignment with Him. So that's what I love about it's in alignment with God. I can't hear her. I don't know what she said.
All you have to do is call if you want to advertise on today's Focus with Crystal, our podcast. 30 to 60-second advertising spots. All you got to do is give us a call, 202-930-0058. And if you have a business or would like to be interviewed or have an event you just like to share with the public, please let us know. We would love to have you on. And my puppy Bougie wants to say hi. So make sure you check out Bougie Magazine. That's our pet magazine. And if you have a pet you would like to feature in our magazine, all you got to do is call and 202-930-0058, and we would love to feature your little furry friend as well. And back to the show. All right, Amenna. So when people ask, like I said, if you was giving 3 tips to somebody who was interested in starting their own voucher program, what would you tell them?
If I give them 3 tips would be, first, I'm always going to say pray about it. First is to pray, okay? Because you need guidance. You need guidance. Second, if you wanted to start a voucher program, do your homework. Definitely do your research. That's one. That's the second, because you got to know what you're stepping into. Okay. Third, you got to pick a good team, because when you're doing a voucher program, you're going to have to deal with trustworthy people. You're not going to be alone, so you have to deal with trustworthy people. And them the 3 tips that I have more, but them 3. You asked me for 3. I say put God first in your business, and make sure He give you the guidance, because He's the one that's going to lead you and guide you in that direction. Okay. And like I said, do your research. You have to have your P's and Q's, dotted lines, everything dotted. Your P's and Q's have to be right. Okay. So you got to do your research on what you're trying to do on your voucher program. Like, you got to know what vouchers is about. You got to know um, what the standards are for them and everything like that. And wraparound services. See, mine is not just about the housing voucher program. It's about the wraparound services as well, about saving a soul. So I would have like a pastor or a counselor there, a spiritual counselor there, that's going to teach them about their soul, reaching towards getting their soul saved. So we definitely want that. Um, and like I said, and three, yes, and 3, you gotta have a good team. Gotta have your team. Gotta have, because you don't want nobody that's going to keep you um against what God has for you, even though nobody can keep you from what God has for you. But sometimes distractions can. So that's my 3 points. My 3 points is, don't let nobody distract you from what God has for you. Because let me tell you something, your team, y'all have to be very communicative, because like I said, it is a lot of scams out here. So you have to have the right team, because they could be just in for you onto yours just to get their business. You never know. And even though you probably don't have no problem with that, but they have to be for you. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So that's my 3 focal points for today. I want y'all to know that Jesus always love y'all out there. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Yes.
Such a sweetheart and sincere at what she's saying. So I really hope that everything works out with your voucher program. And if anybody wants to support or donate, how can they donate to your organization to support you and even help and feed the homeless? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? I really wanted to get Queen on for just in time for Thanksgiving, but you the next best thing. So tell us
Yeah.
what's going on, what you guys have planned for feeding the homeless this holiday season, how people can support if you guys need food, like let people know what's popping.
Okay. Well, we having our Thanksgiving. My big sis Jennifer Jalencia, the founder, the CEO of the New Royal Family. We having it on Second and D Street. Um, if you want to speak, you could come out and speak. If you want to bring food, you could bring food. And you can always reach me at on Facebook. If you want to donate, you can cash app at Jesus Loves Amenna, um, to give to Jennifer, um, to feed the homeless. Look, we out there, we having cater food, speakers, music. Come out and join. Have us so we're gonna have so much fun there. And I hope to see y'all out there. We're gonna have a great time. And guess who gonna be out there? Me. I'm gonna be speaking. So guess what? It's gonna be great.
Looking for an image now to show what you guys do down there when you feed and help out with the homeless people. So tell the people
Yeah.
how you got involved with the New World Family and what made you. I mean, you play a major role in that. Like
Um,
to me, I feel like you like second in charge. You can't find Queen Jennifer, then you can get Amenna. You in good hands. So.
I let me tell you, I look up to my big sister with anything. She the one that gives me the advice. I mean, this
Yeah.
the reason why I'm doing the Jesus Works. I mean, she inspires me. I mean, I love her so much, and I mean, y'all don't understand. She's like a mom to me, so it's like I be like, y'all, people don't understand when I talk about her all the time because she is that for me. She's always there for me. I mean, she deserves all the flowers. She's always giving her all. And this is why you should donate because she putting out her own money, her own funds. This is not something that she's doing. I mean, she's getting from the government or nothing like that. She's doing this. She work a 9 to 5 just like everybody else. And, she on her own money. And then, she works with the disability people. So she got a dance group. Uh-huh. I love her dance group. They came to dance for the Jesus Work launch. So I'm just saying, y'all want disability dancers, y'all could go to her too for that. Um, I'm just saying she got so much going on. She got a gala coming up for the that's my big sis, y'all, slash mom. She got a gala coming up for the New Royal family. So everything is getting established for the New Royal family. So if you want to donate, like I said, you can always contact me. And you can always hit her up if you in need of anything. Her name is Jennifer Jalencia. You can always hit her up as well. I mean, it's always a pleasure working alongside somebody that have a big heart as she does. So I learned from the best. I call her, she's the lioness of the tigress. Okay.
I totally agree. Queen is amazing. When she took me under her wing, I just was so happy to be a part of the New World family because I was on my way up out of here. I was like, these people that took my baby from me. I got to go. I can't be here another day. But
Yeah.
you and her has given me the strength to fight and keep going, and I appreciate the support that you and the Queen Jennifer has given me and my baby
Yeah.
throughout our issues and helping to fight the powers that be. So yeah, because Amenna is a warrior. You know, Queen Amenna and Queen Jennifer are
Yeah.
warriors, true warriors.
Put the sword out real quick.
Yes, yes. So anybody that can run a housing voucher program with Amenna, she is a good person, good heart. She knows what it takes to help and feed a multitude of people as well as Queen, and she has an awesome team. I mean, if Queen is on your team, you can't fail. You know, so
Mhm.
that's an
Yeah.
awesome thing. So I'm glad to have you on the show. Like I just messaged you and let you know. I know you having your voice a little hoarse today, so we're not gonna do the full hour. So I appreciate you for coming on the show, sharing with us, and just even inspiring. Because sometimes these conversations is about just inspiring, igniting that light in somebody who maybe was like thinking about, oh, I want to start a housing voucher program, and they might have thought
Mhm.
about it months ago, years ago, and then they see the title of the show and say, oh, you know, somebody's talking about that. Man, maybe I should do it. Maybe that's a sign from God telling me to go ahead and open that housing voucher, get that housing voucher program started. Because if we had more housing voucher programs ran by private citizens, we would probably have more housing. Because I think most of them are pretty much government ran. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Like the one in Maryland. The one in Maryland, they voucher program is closed, but they've been closed for years. But
yeah,
Maryland has Maryland has the most money. That's the thing about it. So why are they closed?
right.
You see what I'm saying? See, they want to keep people. This how the government works. They want to keep the poor because they know that the poor needs them. And see, if we come together, far as the poor, we come together and start actually working on self and actually owning businesses and supporting one another businesses, we won't need to actually need the government for anything. We would actually just have our own black community. But see, this is how the government and the operation is. They want us to give us the crumbs that you know that they think that we must feed on, but we don't need that. We don't need because we our own people. God made us our own. He said he don't give us a spirit of fear. Y'all gotta understand, you can't move off of fear. You gotta move off love and a sound mind. So you can't move off of fear. So the thing about it, if you don't bring God in anything, if you don't bring God in anything, things is not going to incorporate in your life. Things not going to move, manifest. You're not going to have a solid foundation in your life. So you have to have God. And if remember, God said, He He's going to make a way for you. He knows you. He knows you better than you know yourself. He has milk and honey for you. He has a land of milk and honey, but it's only for you to seek that. You have to seek that stuff. So if only way you have to seek it, if what you seek him. He says, seek ye the kingdom first.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have to put all that put all that in manifestation in you. Put God in you, and love yourself. Love who God want you to be. In order for God to move in you, you have to be willing, teachable. You have to be willing for Him to move the things out of you, to heal you, to do all the things that He needs to do to remove the people that's not good for you, to move so you can go forward.
And that's important when it comes to that team thing because, you know, unfortunately, family could be one of your biggest downfalls and should be your main part of your team. But we learn in the Bible, even with Joseph's story, that, you know, family could be the main ones to put you out in the street, you know, sell you off. So it's very imperative to have and build a great team. And every business, and I used to always say when people would be like, oh, Crystal, you did this, you did that, you did this. I said the difference between me and Carly B is a team. That's the only difference. The only difference between Me and another successful beauty supply store owner is their team. You know,
Mhm.
when you look behind these people, they have a team. You know what I'm saying? They have people who are in their ear, pushing them to do great, pushing them to be great, giving them confidence, boosting their ego, or if they're having a bad day, you know, reminding them of who they are. Like for instance, I I would never even started back my podcast, to be honest, if I never would have ran into one of my old colleagues that reminded me of who I am. And they
Mhm.
were at a speaking event, and I just walked, so you just happened to walk past and bump into him, and he was like, "Crystal, you here at the event?" I was like, "No, I'm around the corner doing hair." He was like, "You should be in here. You need to be in here." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Because it's a speaking event, da 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 da, and people getting awards and stuff like that." I said, "Well, is it free?" He said, "You could just walk in." And at first I wasn't gonna go because he was like, "Just come back and forth, start." At first I wasn't gonna go because I was like, "Man, look, I just want to do hair. I'm just tired at this point when it comes to business and dealing with this town when it comes to business because I've spent so much money and I've
Right,
just been through so much here that I just, you know, it's just it kind of I just got turned off. It's kind of, but
right. It is
I ended up going
interesting.
because again, I like the fact that he stopped and recognized who I was and acknowledged all my hard work because he like, you should be in here with all these speakers. You should be here.
Yes.
So I went
He
in and I'm
should.
glad I did, you know, and so that in itself is having people around you who believe in you and who see you for who you see yourself as instead of people around you for seeing you for who they want you to be. And I think a lot of time that affects any business, whether you're trying to open up a housing voucher, a daycare, a hair salon. It if you're around people who don't believe that you are a good hairstylist, and every time you do something they critique you, then you're gonna have low self esteem. So you like
Exactly.
you're right. So you right. It's important to have people around you who actually is a part of your team and not just trying to hinder your team. Because you can have some grassroots people, some cutthroat people within your team, and you don't even know it. You know, so
Yes, that's
I believe
true.
that's very important, especially when you say, you know, having a housing voucher program, you have to create so many relationships.
Mhm.
Like relationship building is the most important aspect of having a housing voucher program.
Yes, and that's exactly what you have to do. Like I stopped the cupcakes for a while, but
Mhm.
now that I started back, I'm like, wow. I just started doing the cupcakes back, but I only did that because of the I did that because I felt like, yeah, I could do it. I stopped because I wasn't getting no clients, but I also stopped because I lost interest in it. And I
Right.
said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start it back. Maybe, maybe it'll change as I go. And I figure, yes, I'm not gonna let somebody stop me from doing what I like to do.
Well, again, I thank you, Amina, for coming on today's Focus with Crystal, my podcast. I
You
really
like to
appreciate it. And like I said, it's all about stirring up the pot. And I think we did that today. We stirred up the pot, had some people thinking about starting their own house and voucher or even supporting yours or getting involved with feeding the homeless. So let the people know again how they can get involved with feeding, participating in that, what you guys do and where you do it at every Saturday. So let the people know.
Okay, we at 425 D Street Northwest. So that's where we at. We at D Street Northwest, and guess what? We out there every Saturday. Sometimes we come in the morning, sometimes we come in the afternoon. So our schedule do switch up. But if you email me at aminasky@gmail.com, I can give you the heads up if you would like to come out and participate with us and celebrate the Thanksgiving with us. I can give you details, and I will definitely give you a flyer so you can come out, and I will ask my sister if she need anything, if you need to bring anything. I would definitely let you know. And if you want to donate, and we be needing men clothes, Men, definitely men clothes, y'all. Men, if you out there, we need men clothes. Women clothes. We really don't have children, but we definitely need men clothes. So we definitely need some men clothing, definitely underwear, stuff like that, stuff that men needs. And because we always get women's stuff. So that would be appreciated too. Thank you.
That's awesome, Mina. I'm so excited. Thank you again for coming on to the show. We really appreciate you. And guys, if you ever want to come on today's Focus with Crystal and share your business with the people or how you started your business, or if you have an upcoming event, we would love to have you on the show. All you have to do is call 202-930-0058. And don't forget, you can advertise your business right here during our podcast, live or pre-recorded. So all you got to do again, call, get on the show, 202-930-0058. And don't forget to subscribe to our magazine as well. So we have our media group, Gene X Magazine. All you got to do is check out our Facebook page at Today's Focus with Crystal. Click on the link when you see the magazine. And if you want to advertise your business in our magazine, again, call 202-930-0058. We have 6 publications to advertise your business in, and we have some great articles for our readers. Again, thank you for joining us at Today's Focus with Crystal. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Talk to you soon.
Bye.